So hello everyone and welcome to EduTap. So you're very near to your phase 2 exam and I hope you will be very nervous or maybe very excited. So let us start with the final marathon of your subject costing. We'll be covering 50 questions today. Okay, so if you have still not subscribed to our YouTube channel, do subscribe and also join our Telegram channel so that you can get the PDF of this, so you can get the PDF of this version, okay, all the questions and the answers of it, okay. And in this video we'll be covering all the chapters, chapter 1 to 15, the overview of cost and management accounting, the material cost, labor cost, overhead costing, right, and the activity based costing, then all the methods such as the unit costing, job costing, contract costing, process costing, joint and byproduct costing, and the service costing, and the techniques, that is marginal, standard, budgeting, and the lean system and innovation. Okay, so let us start with the question number 1, but before that please tell me that is my voice very clear and is the picture clear? Is my voice clear? Good morning everyone. Okay, so let us start with the question number 1, that is, which of the following statements is or are incorrect? Okay, so you have to find out the incorrect statement. So first statement, marginal cost is taken as equal to fixed overheads. So am I seeing that the first statement is only incorrect? Why? Because marginal cost, वो कहता है कि in the total cost, when the change in the total cost, that is happening because of the variable cost and not because of the fixed overheads, right? So fixed overheads तो वो equal लेता ही नहीं है. So hence ये तो आपका incorrect statement हो गया, okay? That does not take into account the fixed cost. So this statement is incorrect. Second, marginal cost is also known as variable costing. Yes. Why? Because marginal cost होता क्या है सबसे पहले? Because it says that the change in the total cost when we are producing one more unit of product. Right, so that change in the total cost is because of the variable cost, है ना? That change in the cost is because of the variable cost. So hence this statement is correct. Okay, that is why this marginal cost is also known as the variable costing. Then marginal cost is calculated as the total expenses, calculated total expenses required to manufacture one additional good. Is that correct? Yes, this is also a correct statement because this is the change in the total expenses when we have to produce one more additional good. So here it is saying कि जितना भी छोटा सा expense हुआ है to incur one more good, that is known as marginal cost. That is true. Okay, so option 1 गलत हो गया, 2 ये भी गलत हो गया, so B भी नहीं है, C भी नहीं है, so this incorrect statement is only 1, so the option D is the correct one, right? Okay, so option D is the correct. Next, question number 2, this is a numerical based question. Calculate the break-even point from the following information. You have the sale price given to you, trade discount, direct material, direct labor, variable expenses, and the fixed cost is also given to you. You have to calculate the break-even point. So first of all, let us see what is the formula for break-even point. And as I can see in the options, we have to calculate in the number of units. So this is fixed cost upon contribution per unit, right? Can I say this? Okay, so fixed cost is directly given to you, but is contribution given to you directly? No. So basically, how do you find the contribution per unit? That will be sales minus variable cost, right? So sales is how much? 40 per unit, and there is a trade discount of 5% also, so that we are giving. So वो भी हम minus करेंगे. So 40 minus 5%. So 5% of 40 is 2 rupees. So 40 minus 2 rupees, that is 38. So sales is how much? 38 rupees minus the variable cost. So all the direct costs are also variable in nature. In the marginal costing, we assume that all the direct costs are also variable. So 14 plus 8 plus the other variable expenses that are 40% of direct labor. So 40% of direct labor, that means 40% of 8 rupees, of rupees 8. So that will be how much? That will be 3.2. So when you calculate this, this will be 14 plus 8 plus 3.2. So when you calculate this, what will you get? What will you get? I guess 25.2. Just yes, 25.2, right? So 38 minus 25.2, just tell me what is the contribution per unit. What will be the contribution per unit? That would be how much? 12.8. Am I correct? 38 minus 25.2, that will be 12.8. So when you just divide fixed cost 80,000 divided by 12.8, you will get how much? 6250 units. Am I correct? Have I done the calculation correctly? Yes. Alright, so the answer would be what? So the answer would be option E, 6250. Alright, so how many of you gave the correct answer? Most of you gave the correct answer. Yes, so the option is 6250 units. I hope the formula, you need to remember the formula for understanding this question. Okay, so agar formula yaad hai, then I am 90% sure that you will be able to crack this. Okay, now question number 3. A manufacturing firm is deciding whether to replace an old machine. Okay, so the machine was purchased for 15 lakh 10 years ago and has no resale value. The new machine will reduce the operating cost by 3 lakh annually. That means it will save the cost, right, by 3 lakh rupees annually. Which cost is the most relevant for the decision making? So if you want to replace, as a businessman, if you want to replace an old machine, will you see the purchase price that you purchased 10 years ago? That was 15 lakh. No, you will see that how my new machine will be saving the cost. So let us look at the options. Historical cost of the machine, no, will not see, because ये तो past cost है. This will not be a relevant cost. So first of all, relevant cost होती कौन सी है? That is for the future, है ना? So historical cost तो नहीं होगा. Then depreciated book value, this is also, you can say, a past cost, that is the expenses that has already been incurred, है ना? पर ईयर. सो ये भी नहीं होगा, ये भी रेलिवेंट कॉस्ट नहीं है, ये भी हमारा फ्यूचर कॉस्ट नहीं है. सी द फ्यूचर कॉस्ट सेविंग्स फ्रॉम द न्यू मशीन. नाउ दिस इज अ रेलिवेंट कॉस्ट, बिकॉज एज अ बिजनेस मैन यू विल थिंक दैट हाउ मच कॉस्ट आई विल बी एबल टू रिड्यूस if I buy a new machine. So yes, this is a relevant cost for your decision making. Let us look at the other options as well. Past maintenance cost, again this is a past cost, so hence this is a sunk cost. This is the cost that has already been incurred, so this will also be not a relevant cost. Then original installation charges, although this is original but still this is past. ये installation जब हमने 10 साल पहले खरीदी थी तब हुआ होगा, so again this is past, so hence this will also be not a relevant cost. So the answer C, future cost savings from the new machine, will be the correct one, right? So everybody has answered it correctly also. That's very, very good. Okay, moving ahead. Question number 4. A company uses its own warehouse for production even though it could be rented out for 10 lakh annually. So अपना ही production use, अपना ही warehouse use कर रहे हैं for the production, but it could have been rented out for 10 lakh rupees annually. While evaluating the product profitability for managerial decisions, management includes this notional rent. So basically for the decision making, it includes this notional rent, which is not paid out of the pocket, but yes, if we would have not been using the warehouse, then we would have been earning 10 lakh rupees. So what type of cost is being recognized? Is it an out of pocket cost? Because this is notional, so we are not paying it out of our pocket, so hence this is not the correct option. Then historical cost, again we have not incurred this cost only, so this is not historical, right? Then is it opportunity cost? Yes, because this is the sacrifice you are making when you're using your own warehouse for the production. So hence this is the opportunity cost. This 10 lakh rupees, this is the opportunity cost, hence this becomes the correct answer, right? Because this you're not paying out of your pocket, but this is the sacrifice that you're making, right? Then sunk cost, of course this is not the past cost also, so ये भी incorrect है. Then committed cost, of course committed cost is the one that you have to do it, है ना, जिसका कोई इलाज नहीं है कि आप उसको skip कर सकते हो. So hence this is also not true, so ये भी incorrect हो गया. So yes, the answer is C, opportunity cost. Let us move ahead. Question number 5. A firm introduced new manufacturing techniques that reduces waste and lowers the material usage beyond previously set standards. So which statement best describes this initiative? Now look at this statement very, very carefully. Do not hurry and just give me the answer. Isko statement ko अच्छे से पढ़ो. It says that it introduces this company is introducing new manufacturing techniques, new machinery, new model or anything like that, which will reduce the waste it will reduce the material usage also, wastage भी कम हो जाएगी, and you will be using raw material less. So beyond previously set standards means जो पिछला आपने सेट किया था स्टैंडर्ड उससे भी you will go down. That means you will be going down from the set standards also. So which statement is this? Is it cost control through various monitoring? Basically we are going less than the standards. In the variance monitoring, what we do, we see that okay, this is our set standard. For example, rupees 100 is my set standard. Am I being able to reach this, or my cost is higher than this? Okay, so this is variance monitoring, है ना? But here we want to go less than the set standard also. So this is cost reduction through continuous improvement. So basically yes, continuously जब हम improve करते रहते हैं, तो we try कि we will make new standards every time. We will go beyond our set standards. Okay, so if अगर इसमें आपको कोई problem हुई, so then आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा थोड़ा ज़्यादा, but if you have answered this correctly, then a very good thumbs up to you guys. Okay, then budgetary control mechanism, again this states that okay, there is a set budget and you have to make your cost according to those budgets, है ना? Then standard costing adjustment भी नहीं है because A and D are related, because standard cost से तो हम और भी नीचे जा रहे हैं. Then of course fixed cost rationalization, we are not changing the fixed cost here, so this is also incorrect. So the answer is B, cost reduction through continuous improvement. Okay, next. Question number 6. A manufacturing unit faces unpredictable consumption patterns and fluctuating supplier lead times. To prevent stockouts even under the worst case conditions, management calculates a stock level using the formula maximum consumption into maximum lead time. So which level is being determined? So basically अगर आपको इतनी सारी information ये दे रहे हैं, but they are just telling you, if you just do the smart work, they are just asking you that what is the formula, that is maximum consumption to maximum lead time, ये किसका formula है? This is what they are asking, but basically they are giving you the reason also that why are we taking this formula, that is maximum consumption to maximum lead time, because here we try that even if there is a worst case condition, we take the maximum amount, like maximum lead time, that how much maximum time it would take to the resources to come back or to replenish our resources, right? So this is the formula of what? This is the formula of reorder level, right? So of course everybody knows this. So how many of you have answered it correctly? So C. No, someone said B also. So the answer is C, reorder level. See, do the smart work. किसका ये formula है? Maximum consumption to maximum lead time. Because in phase 2 you have less time also, है ना? You have less than 1 minute to answer one question. So you have to hurry up also. So maximum consumption to maximum lead time is the formula of reorder level. अगर हम बाकी सब options की बात करें, what is the formula for minimum, maximum, danger level and average stock level? Let us see here. Minimum level is reorder level minus normal consumption into normal reorder period. You have to remember all these formulas. Maximum level is reorder level plus reorder quantity minus minimum consumption into minimum reorder period, and the danger level is average consumption into emergency lead time. Here the average stock level is what? Minimum level plus maximum level divided by 2. So this is the average stock level, right? So the answer here is reorder level, that is maximum consumption into maximum lead time. Next, question number 7. An inventory analysis reveals 12% of the items account for nearly 75% of the total material value consumed annually. Management decides to implement tighter control procedures such as frequent review and strict authorization for these items. That means in the inventory, in the whole inventory, it is just 12%, but its monetary value or the material value is 75%. Okay, so which inventory technique is the most suitable here? So FSN analysis, do you know what is FSN analysis? This is fast moving, slow moving and non moving analysis. So इधर हम ये नहीं देख रहे हैं कि is this material fast moving or slow moving, है ना? We are not just seeing this, so this is not the correct inventory technique. Then VED analysis, that is vital, essential and desirable analysis. Is it this कि हम इसमें देखते हैं कि इसमें हम ये देखते हैं कि कौन सी चीज़ें कितनी ज़्यादा वाइटल हैं या इम्पॉर्टेंट है, एसेंशियल है, मतलब ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है एंड डिज़ायरेबल है ना, कि होगा तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, नहीं होगा तो दैट्स फाइन. सो दैट इज VAD एनालिसिस. सो हियर ऑल्सो वी आर नॉट सीइंग दिस, है ना. इधर भी हम ये देख रहे हैं कि स्ट्रिक्टर कंट्रोल किस पे जाना चाहिए अकॉर्डिंग टू द मटीरियल वैल्यू, monetary value. So this is also incorrect. Then ABC analysis. In the ABC analysis हम ये कोशिश करते हैं कि अगर उसकी इन्वेंट्री में लेवल कम भी है, दैट इज 12% ओनली फ्रॉम द 100% ऑफ इन्वेंट्री, इट इज जस्ट 12%. बट इफ इट्स मटीरियल वैल्यू, इफ इट्स मॉनेटरी वैल्यू इज वेरी हाई, देन वील हैव अ स्ट्रिक्टर कंट्रोल ओवर इट, right? So this is ABC analysis. So this is ABC analysis. So which technique is suitable? ABC analysis. Then D is two bin system. What is two bin system? When we have two bins, that if one bin exhaust, we'll use the second one. So this is also not the inventory technique that we are going to use here. And then EOQ method, इसमें तो हम ये basically कोशिश करते हैं कि कितना reorder करना है. What is the reorder quantity? So this is very illogical here. So yes, the answer is C, ABC analysis. So everybody answered this correctly. Very good, everyone. Next, now a firm calculates EOQ assuming instantaneous replenishment and constant demand. However, the supplier shifts to gradual delivery over time rather than instant supply. Which implication is most accurate? Now try to understand this question. So whenever we are calculating EOQ and we are ordering our products, okay, so we assume that the supplier will give all the material at once. That means instant supply आएगी हमारे पास. But supplier shifts to gradual delivery. That means they will deliver in installments. You can say that कुछ अभी भेज दिया, कुछ goods बाद में भेजेंगे. Okay. So which implication is most accurate here? So EOQ की assumption क्या है? That instant supply आएगी, right? So will EOQ remain? You can say EOQ remains unaffected. So this implication is not accurate, है ना? It will not remain unaffected. Then carrying cost automatically becomes zero. No, carrying cost तो फिर भी रहेगी, holding cost, because कुछ तो सप्लाई आ रही है, कुछ सप्लाई आ रही है, उसको होल्ड तो करना पड़ेगा, उसको कैरी करना पड़ेगा. सो द कॉस्ट डजंट बिकम जीरो. देन क्लासिकल EOQ फॉर्मूला लूजेस द रिलायबिलिटी. It loses the reliability. Yes. Why? Because तो उसका जो assumption है that it will be delivered instantly, वो ही यूज नहीं हो रहा, है ना. उसी को हम implication नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, है ना. So classical EOQ formula, it loses the reliability. Hence C option is the correct one. Then ordering cost disappears. Again, ordering cost does not disappear because we have ordered. There will be some ordering costs, right? And then minimum level becomes irrelevant. तो ये भी stock controls तो अभी भी रहेंगे ही ना, है ना. minimum level तो हम अभी भी maintain कर ही रहे हैं. So this is also incorrect. So the answer is C. EOQ loses reliability. So everyone has answered it again correctly. Question number 9. Now read it very, very carefully again. A factory installs biometric attendance to track workers' presence. Okay. However, management still cannot determine time spent. Okay. It still cannot determine the time spent on individual jobs or analyze the idle time efficiently. That how much are they working on the job and how much time is idle. Okay. Now, which additional system should be implemented alongside attendance tracking? So basically, they are able to track the presence by the biometric machine, but they are not able to track that how much are they doing the productive work. So which additional system should be implemented? Job evaluation? No, because job evaluation mein to we will be evaluating the job details, that what job is he doing. So yes, this is incorrect. Time booking. Yes, time booking is the additional system that should be implemented, because time booking states that we will be trying to understand that how much productive time the labor has spent, है ना. So yes, the answer is B, time booking. Motion study is the study of movements, right? कि from one task to another how much time it is taking. Then wage analysis, here wage analysis is not the correct one, because हम इधर wage के बारे में तो बात ही नहीं कर रहे हैं कि हमें कितना wage देना नहीं देना. This is wage analysis will not be the correct one. Then labor turnover analysis analysis, this states that how fast your labor is changing, है ना, your how fast the labor is changing. So hence here this is also one incorrect answer. Now try, जब हम इसमें इतने सारे मैंने options दिए ना आपको, try to read them also, okay, in your for your exam, that what is motion study, wage analysis, labor turnover, if you don't know. So this is a quick revision also, that if you know these words, then also that is good. If one of the option also you feel that you don't know this option, the meaning of this option, then quickly try to read it or ask me here, okay. Then question number 10. A worker under row 1 incentive plan, it saves considerable time compared to the standard time, yet the bonus slows down as the time saved increases. Which underlying feature of row 1 plan explains this behavior? So basically we know in the wage rate, this row 1 plan says that okay, we will be giving the bonus, but it will be depending upon the time saved to the standard time, okay, how much you have saved the time and how much standard time we had fixed. So we'll be giving you bonus according to that, but it states that we will not give you extremely high bonuses. So basically when the time saved increases, your bonus increases, okay, when the time saved increases, your bonus will increase, of course, but it will not increase very high, कि बहुत ही rapidly it will increase. It will increase gradually, that means it will increase at a decreasing rate, right? I hope you have studied this in your economics, that how some things increases but at a decreasing rate, right? So when we are our bonus is being dependent on the proportion of time saved to standard time, this is why my bonus will increase at a decreasing rate, or you can say it increases, but it slows down. The increasing part also slows down as the time saved increases. So hence the option B is the correct one. So let us look at the other options also, although everybody has answered it correctly. Bonus is fixed regardless of efficiency. In the row 1, bonus is not fixed, so this is highly illogical. Then bonus is based solely on output quantity. It is not based on output only, it is based on the time. So this is also incorrect. Bonus is independent of wage rate. No, when we are calculating the bonus, time saved to standard time, basically then we multiply it by the normal wage rate also. So it is not independent of the wage rate. So this is also incorrect, right? So option B is the correct one. So this is the bonus, time saved into hourly rate into time saved upon standard time. This is the bonus of under the row 1 plan. So you should know the formula also. So if you don't remember the formula, try to recognize it, try to remember this and mark it somewhere कि अगर ये formula नहीं पता, you have to quickly revise that, okay? Next, question number 11. During production, a sudden power outrage that is unavoidable causes workers to remain idle for several hours. So power चली गई, unavoidable cause है, and the workers are sitting idle. So from a costing perspective, how is this idle time generally treated? So basically when the workers have to sit idle, this is basically an indirect cost, this is an indirect cost. But because this is unavoidable, so will it be an abnormal loss or a normal loss? When it is unavoidable, so this will be a normal loss, right? Normal loss, or you can say normal expense here, and it is because it is a idle time, idle working hours जो हैं वो हमारे खराब हो गए, working hours जो है वो हमारे idle रह गए इसलिए खराब हो गए. So this is a overhead, ठीक है, ये याद रखना, ये हमारा ओवरहेड है, इनडायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस है, एंड बिकॉज दिस इज रिलेटेड टू द फैक्ट्री, this is related to the factory, so hence this is normal factory overhead, right, or you can say normal production overhead. So the answer is B. Let us look at the other options also, although you all have answered it correctly, that is direct labor cost hours to job. So hence ये direct तो होता ही नहीं है, this is overhead, this is indirect expense, so this is incorrect. Administrative expense, this is not administrative expense, this is related to factory. It is not even a capital expenditure because this is not a very long term expenditure. Then gain, so it is definitely not a gain, right, it is definitely a loss or expense. So hence E is also wrong. Next, question number 12. Let us see the question number 12. Now let us pay a little more attention because ये थोड़ा सा समझने वाला है. A labor intensive department begins using the machine hour rate for overhead absorption without changing the production structure. After implementation, product costs appear distorted which explanation best justifies this outcome? So basically, it is a labor intensive department wherein the labor is working. There is less number of machines and labor is way too much. It is a labor intensive department, but when it has to calculate the overheads, it is using the machine hour rate, okay, as the absorption rate. It is using the machine hour rate. So of course this is illogical, right? So of course the product cost will appear distorted because it is a labor intensive department and you are using machine hour rate. So which explanation best justifies this? Will the machine hour rate eliminates indirect labor? Will it eliminate? No, it will not eliminate totally, है ना? It will not eliminate because of course machine पे तो labor ही काम कर रही है, so hence it will not eliminate it totally. Then B, absorption base does not reflect the actual cost driver. So yes, basically this is not the cost driver, it is not the factor that is affecting the labor intensive department, right? So hence this option B is the correct one. Then option C, fixed cost becomes variable. This is highly illogical. हम ये थोड़ी कह रहे हैं कि हमारी जो machines हैं they become variable. No, our fixed cost will remain fixed cost, right? So this is incorrect. Then contribution margin declines automatically. Here contribution will not change because we are not changing the sales or we are not changing the variable cost. So hence this is also incorrect. Then standard costing becomes invalid. No, we already have set a pre-standard, predetermined rate. So it is not like the standard costing will become invalid. Okay, here the absorption base is not the correct one, right? It does not reflect the actual cost driver. So answer is option B. Next, question number 13. Actual overhead incurred during a period equals 15 lakh. This is the actual. While the overhead absorbed using predetermined rate equals 16 lakh. Equals 16 lakh. So that means the overhead that we have absorbed is 16 lakh, but the actual is less. So what we have done? We have done under absorption or over absorption. Only these two are confusing, right? Other options are basically the balanced overhead position. This is wrong. Then fixed overhead variance eliminated. There is nothing such as variance in the fixed overhead, so this is also wrong. Then variable cost distortion, हम लोग बात ही नहीं कर रहे हैं fixed की variable की, so this is also wrong. So first two options में, so tell me, is it under absorption or over absorption? Actual is less and what we have absorbed is more. So this is over absorption. We have over absorbed, or over absorption of 1 lakh rupees. So our answer is option B. So someone said A also, Nilesh, then Prateek also. So please try to understand this. We are over absorbing. हम under absorption कर ही नहीं रहे हैं. इसी दो options में confusion होनी चाहिए आपको. लेकिन बहुत easily पता होना चाहिए that actual is less, but we have absorbed more. So this is over absorption of 1 lakh rupees. Then question number 14. Question number 14, service departments such as maintenance and power supply provide indirect support to production departments. Why are their costs reapportioned to production departments before product costing? Before product costing. So, सर्विस डिपार्टमेंट्स क्या कर रहे हैं, जैसे मेंटेनेंस, पावर सप्लाई में भी कैंटीन, दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग इनडायरेक्ट सपोर्ट, है ना, दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग इनडायरेक्ट सपोर्ट. सो व्हाई आर दे रीअपोर्शनिंग देयर कॉस्ट टू प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट्स? ऑफ कोर्स यू गाइज नो दैट दे रीअपोर्शन देयर कॉस्ट टू प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट्स, बट व्हाई डू दे डू दैट? Do you know why do they do that? Because they say that we are not making any product. We are not making product, so why should we keep the expenses with us? We will reapportion it to you, है ना? So basically they are reapportioning so that they can assign the cost to the product cost, to assign the support that they are giving, the indirect expenses that they are doing, they need to assign that to the product cost, है ना? For example, if you go to the a fancy restaurant, so there are lights, there is so much maintenance work, there are waiters. Basically they are not they are basically they are not making the food, और उस product में उनका कोई हाथ नहीं है, but they are indirect support to that production, to that production of that food. So basically जो waiter charges हैं, fancy light के charges हैं, आपके जो sitting charges हैं, वहाँ पे AC के charges हैं, वो तो आपको देने ही पड़ते हैं ना, तो because that is included in that final cost, and they don't write that we are taking the waiter cost or we are taking the electricity cost. वो जो दाल मखनी का रेट है वो ही बढ़ा देते हैं, है ना, right? So basically to assign the indirect support cost to the final cost units, that is option B. Let us look at the other options. To eliminate the service department expense, basically we are not trying to eliminate it, we are just trying to reapportion it, we are just trying to transfer it, so this is wrong. To reduce the total overhead amount, we are not reducing the amount, we are again transferring it, so this is also wrong. To increase the profit margin, we are not increasing the profit margin again here, है ना, प्रॉफिट मार्जिन तो नहीं इंक्रीज होगा, हम तो कॉस्ट को डाल ही रहे हैं ना उस पे, सो हेंस दिस इज रॉन्ग. So answer is B, to assign indirect support to final cost units. Next, question number 15. Question number 15. A company makes simple and complex products. Okay, simple products also and complex products also. After switching from traditional costing to activity-based costing, the cost of complex products increases. So we have shifted from the traditional costing, that is using just one absorption rate. We have shifted to activity based costing, where we use multiple cost drivers for multiple activities. So when it is a complex product, so it will involve a lot of expenses, so it will have a lot of other cost drivers, so you know the cost of calculating will only increase, है ना, it will take a lot of time. So hence complex products consume more support activities, it consumes more support activities, so it will involve more cost drivers, right? So hence the answer is option B, that is complex products consume more support activities. Let us look at the other options. ABC eliminates fixed overheads. No, it does not eliminate anything, it includes the variable also and fixed also, this is wrong. Then labor cost becomes irrelevant under ABC. Again here also we are not excluding the labor cost or material cost or anything, so this is wrong. So both A and B भी नहीं हो सकता because A is wrong, right? So none of the above भी नहीं हो सकता. So answer is B, complex products consume more support activities. How many of you gave the wrong answer? Because everybody gave it wrong. Only Prateek gave it the right answer. Do you understand this question? Very easy. Do you all understand this now? Yes or no? In case of any doubts, please ask me. Yes, okay. So, okay, let us move ahead. Question number 16. Question number 16. During ABC implementation, management identifies machine setups, inspections, material handling as major activities. So which factors should be selected to allocate cost of each activity pool? So basically which factor, what is the factor, what is the name of the factor? That is the cost driver. We should know this, है ना? That is different cost drivers, है ना, will have impact on different activity pools or different activities that are incurred to make the product, right? So it identifies the machine setups. So for this machine setup, we can say what can be the cost driver, the number of machine setups, number of time it has to set up, and the inspections, the number of time you have to inspect. So this becomes the cost driver. For the material handling, number of times you have to maybe change the inventory, right? Change inventory. So whatever can be the cost driver in this case, right? So these are what? Number of setups, number of inspections. These are what? These are cost drivers. These are the factors that will affect the activity pools. So the answer is B. Cost center. Cost center तो वो होता है जहाँ पे, the place where it is happening, है ना? Here it is not the factor. This is the place. The cost center is the place. So hence this is wrong. Then standard rate, right? Standard rate बिल्कुल भी एक factor तो नहीं है कि जिसकी वजह से हम अपने एक्टिविटी पूल्स को चेंज करते हैं या हमारे अफेक्ट होता है. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग. कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन, हियर वी आर नॉट चेंजिंग एनीथिंग और वी आर नॉट यूजिंग द सेल्स एंड वेरिएबल कॉस्ट एज आर मेथड to select the allocation base. So this is also wrong. Then fixed overhead absorption base, because when we are implementing ABC, so there is no particular absorption base, right? There can be different absorption bases. So that is known as cost drivers. Although this was very easy to understand, I hope this is right because everybody gave the correct answer, right? I hope this was easy. Next, Question number 17. A cement manufacturer produces identical bags. It produces identical bags continuously using automated processes. Management wants to determine cost per bag by averaging the total production cost over total output. Which costing method is most appropriate? So basically identical products are there, identical bags, we are producing it continuously, we are using automated processes, so similar processes we are using, and we want to calculate the cost per bag. So in which method? Job costing. In job costing basically we use customized, there are unique products, not identical products, so this is wrong. Contract costing, this is also unique products and this is for long term, we don't do it continuously, so this is also incorrect. Unit costing, yes, in unit costing we do identical production continuously and we also calculate the cost per bag by averaging the total production cost by dividing it by the total output. So hence yes, answer is option C. Then marginal costing, this is a technique, this is not a costing method, so this is highly illogical. Then batch costing again we have customized and unique production, so hence this is also wrong. So hence answer is C, unit costing. Very good everyone, everybody answered it correctly. Someone said E also, very wrong. Try to understand the characteristics, okay? This is very important. Sabke characteristics, every method you should know what are the characteristics, okay? Next, question number 18. A design studio undertakes customized advertising campaigns for different clients. Each project requires separate tracking of material, labor hours and overhead allocation. Which costing approach best supports accurate profitability analysis? So basically here customized products are being made, different clients are there and separate tracking is required. So hence process costing, that is for identical products. Operating costing, this is basically a service industry, here we are not giving any services, right? So we are making this is a design studio basically, right? So then job costing, here we can use the job costing. Why? Because we are doing customized production, right? So basically this operating cost is basically a part of what? This is a part of process costing only. So hence इसमें भी हम identical production ही कर रहे होते हैं, production नहीं कर रहे होते, but yes identical services ही दे रहे होते हैं. So this is for different clients, so this is incorrect, okay? So job costing, this is the best method because here we are doing customized unique production for different clients, okay? And separate tracking भी कर सकते हैं. So answer is option C. Standard costing, this is a technique, so this is illogical. Then service costing, this is same as operating costing, so this is also wrong, okay? So job costing is the correct one. अब इसमें कुछ बच्चे ऑपरेटिंग कॉस्टिंग में कंफ्यूज हो सकते हैं बिकॉज इट इज लाइक इट इज अ डिजाइन स्टूडियो एंड वी आर डूइंग एडवर्टाइजिंग कैंपेन. सो यू कैन से दिस इज नथिंग, वी आर नॉट डूइंग एनी प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड हियर, बट हियर वी आर मेकिंग कस्टमाइज प्रोडक्ट फॉर डिफरेंट क्लाइंट्स. इन ऑपरेटिंग कॉस्टिंग वी गिव्स almost the similar type of services, right? Airlines, railways, we give similar types of services. So hence job costing best suits here, okay? Now question number 19. A manufacturing firm uses predetermined overhead rates. Predetermined, that means pre-planned, पहले से decided करे हुए, while costing jobs rather than waiting for the actual overheads at the period end. We don't wait for the actual overheads to incur, we use the predetermined overhead rates. What is the advantage, primary advantage of this approach? So when we use the predetermined overhead rate, if you say if you are working at a if you have a prantha making factory, you are making pranthas, and if you want to decide that what should be the cost, what should be the selling price, of my prantha. So basically while you are making that prantha, then you will decide when the actual overheads will occur that what should be the selling price of this prantha when you are when you have to serve the customer, or you have to decide it beforehand only, right? You have to decide it beforehand only. So basically you have to use a predetermined overhead rate to decide the selling price in advance. So let us see what is the primary advantage. Let us look at the options. A, it eliminates the need for variance analysis. Why? Variance analysis तो बल्कि और भी होगा because we are using predetermined overhead rate. So of course that will be different from the actual. So there can be variance, there can be difference, right? So it does not eliminate, बल्कि it enhances the need for variance analysis, right? Then B, enables timely costing and pricing decisions. So yes, we can assure that okay, what should be the selling price, what will be the cost of that product. So hence this is the correct option, right? That we are enabled to timely understand that what will be the cost of the product and what should be the price of it. So I have got mixed answers here. Somebody said B, so that is correct, but someone said E also. Let us see. Okay, other options: reduces total overhead cost. So basically it does not reduce any type of cost. It is just like we are using a pre-planned cost, right? So it does not reduce anything. Then converts the fixed into variable. This is highly illogical because we are not converting our machinery into variable, right? So this is wrong. Then E, removes the requirement of the job cost sheets. Why will we not make any sheets here? Although you can say we will of course make different cost sheets for our different products to understand that okay, what will be the actual cost. Then we'll do the variance analysis, that we used a pre-planned cost, then we calculate the actual, then we'll find out the variance. So requirement of job cost sheets to remove particularly nahi hogi. So then this is also incorrect. Okay, so someone is saying A also, it eliminates the need for variance analysis. बच्चे नहीं, वेरियंस एनालिसिस क्यों हट जाएगा? इट विल इनहैंस बिकॉज वी आर यूजिंग अ प्री डिटरमाइंड रेट. सो विल कैलकुलेट ना प्री डिटरमाइंड रेट. हमने उससे तो कॉस्टिंग डिसाइड कर ली, हमने अपना सेलिंग प्राइस डिसाइड कर लिया, बट व्हेन द एक्चुअल विल हैपन वी विल सी द डिफरेंस, वी विल चेक द डिफरेंस, विल सी द वेरियंस, दैट व्हाई दिस वेरियंस अकर्ड, है ना? सो इट एनहांसेस द नीड फॉर वेरियंस एनालिसिस. एनीथिंग एल्स? Anyone else who had a problem? Option number E भी wrong है. जिसको कोई problem हो तो मुझे बताना, ठीक है? So the answer is B, ensures timely costing and pricing decisions. Question number 20. A pharmaceutical company manufactures tablets, okay, in identifiable production runs. Increasing the batch size reduces machine setup. Okay, so if I increase the batch size, it will reduce the machine setup. Okay, that's good, but it leads to higher storage and expiry risk also, that the medicine might expire. So the management wants to determine the production quantity that minimizes the total setup and the total carrying cost. So which concept applies? So very easy, very easy. So in batch costing, basically we which method do we apply so that we can minimize the total setup cost and the carrying cost? So that is actually economic batch quantity. So this is very easy. Anyone who has a doubt here? Hana? Everybody answered it correctly also. That is economic batch quantity, because here we decide that okay, this economic batch quantity minimizes at this stage, it will minimize the total setup and the total carrying cost also. Safety stock is basically the reserve stock, hana? So we will not include this, है ना? इट इज द सेफ्टी स्टॉक दैट वी नीड टू कीप. सो ये तो कंसेप्ट इसमें नहीं लागू होता. देन मिनिमम लेवल, अगेन एट द मिनिमम लेवल वी हैव टू सी दैट ओके, दिस इज द मिनिमम लेवल दैट यू हैव टू मेंटेन इन द इन्वेंट्री. हियर ऑल्सो वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू मिनिमाइज द सेटअप कॉस्ट एंड द कैरिंग कॉस्ट. स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्टिंग ये तो एक टेक्निक है बेसिकली, है ना? एंड ऑफ कोर्स प्री प्लान कॉस्ट करके हम क्या डिसाइड कर लेंगे? वी हैव टू सी कि टोटल सेटअप और टोटल कैरिंग कॉस्ट कब कम है हमारी, तब डिसाइड करने के लिए EBQ चाहिए. देन रीऑर्डर लेवल, दिस इज ऑल्सो इनकरेक्ट बिकॉज हियर वी आर प्रोड्यूसिंग, वी आर नॉट ऑर्डरिंग एनीथिंग. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 21. A garment exporter moves from batches 400 units to 1600 units. Okay, that means it increases the batch size from 400 to 1600 units while the demand remains constant. From a costing risk perspective, which issue becomes most significant? Which issue? Automatic reduction in the overhead absorption. Why? Will the overheads be decreased or increased? No, it will not affect anything, right? It will not affect my indirect cost. So this is wrong. Then B, it will increase in holding cost. Will it increase the holding cost? Because of course from 400 to 1600 if you are going, so the carrying cost or the holding cost will increase. So this part is correct. But an unsold inventory risk, that is also true, because if your inventory is too high and if does not the sale is not too much, then there will be a risk that it will expire or everything, right? So yes, the answer is option number B, and everybody has answered it correctly. So excellent, everyone. Elimination of setup cost. So you can say that yes, the setup cost will decrease, but it will not be eliminated, right? It will decrease but not eliminate. Then reduction in the variable material cost. When material cost will increase, it will not reduce. So, and then improvement in the margin of safety. Again, this is very illogical, because margin of safety is for the profit, है ना, कि कितना profit margin में हो कि नहीं. So this is also wrong. So answer is B. Question number 22. In a large infrastructure project, the contractee retains 10% of the work certified value until completion to ensure performance standards are met. So from a costing viewpoint, what is the primary objective of retention money? Why do we retain the money? Why as a contractee, if I'm giving out the project to someone that okay, build my house, I'm retaining 10% of the work certified, the work that has been done, uska 10% I'll be retaining, है ना, the money. Why? So that because अभी अगर काम मेरा complete नहीं हुआ, if my room is still not complete, then I will have a risk that okay, if I give the whole money, the contractor may run, or maybe the contractor will not complete the work efficiently, it will have defects. So what, in that case, what will I do? है ना? So in that case, I protect myself, that is protect the contractee against any defective work. So the answer is option number B, that is to protect the contractee against the defective work. Yes, everybody has answered it correctly. Yes, it is like a collateral कि हाँ, काम तब तक हम अपने पास पैसा रखेंगे जब तक काम पूरा करके नहीं दोगे. Then reduce the let us look at the other options quickly. Reduce the contractor's profit, हम वो तो करना नहीं चाहते, profit तो हम उसको लास्ट में पूरा ही दे देंगे उसका, है ना. Then increase the contract price, no. Adjust the labor variance, here we are not changing the labor only, या लेबर प्राइस में कोई चेंज नहीं कर रहे हैं, सो हेंस देयर विल बी नो लेबर वेरिएंस. एंड देन रिड्यूस द फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड अब्जॉर्प्शन. ना ही हम लेबर की बात करें, ना ही हम वेरिएबल एक्सपेंसेस की बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे, ना ही हम फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड एक्सपेंसेस की बात कर रहे हैं. सो ये दोनों भी इलॉजिकल हैं. सो आंसर इज बी, प्रोटेक्ट द कॉन्ट्रैक्टी अगेंस्ट द डिफेक्टिव वर्क. Question number 23. Due to unexpected rise in material prices, a contractor anticipates a loss on an incomplete project. So it anticipates, okay, it anticipates कि अभी हुआ नहीं है लॉस, बट उसने देख लिया कि लॉस हो जाएगा मुझे. According to the prudent accounting practice, how should this loss be treated? Now basically you have to relate it with your accounts also. What is the prudence accounting practice? Do you all remember that anticipate the losses but not the profits, है ना? So recognize only after completion? No, prudence says कि अगर loss anticipate कर रहे हो, so then recognize it right now, है ना? So recognize only after completion? No. Then spread over the remaining contract period? Again, no. We have to basically the option C that comes here, that recognize a full expected loss immediately, will not spread it over or will not wait for the completion stage. So yes, the answer is option number C, that everybody has answered it correctly. So very good, everyone. Then D, adjust against the retention money. No, we are not going to adjust it, है ना. वो बाद में देखेंगे कि क्या करना है उसका, कैसे करना है लॉस को, बट येस वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू एडजस्ट इट अगेंस्ट रिटेंशन मनी, एंड नन ऑफ द अबव तो रॉन्ग ही हो गया. सो येस, रिकॉग्नाइज फुल लॉस इमीडिएटली. So this is the prudence concept, that anticipate the losses but do not anticipate the profits. So if हमें profits लगते कि हाँ profits हो जाएंगे कल को, so वो हम immediately recognize नहीं करते हैं. But if you are expecting that okay the loss might occur, then we will be recognizing it immediately even if the contract is not complete. Okay. Next, question number 24. 20,000 units are introduced in a process with an expected normal loss of 10%. So how much normal loss is there? 20,000 into 10%, that means 2,000 is the normal loss. 2,000. So we are expecting how much? Expecting that 18,000 should be the output after the normal loss, but the actual output equals 17,800. The actual is how much? Actual is how much? 17,000, 1800. So how much is, which situation exists? So there will be of course abnormal loss. There is a loss of production because we expected that 18,000 would be produced, but how much is produced? 17,800. So there is a loss of 200 units, right? So there is a abnormal loss. अगर यहाँ पे 200 units का भी mention होता तो हम वो भी करते. So there is a abnormal loss. Okay, someone is answering A also. कैसे बच्चे? How A? Abnormal gain थोड़ी हुआ है हमारे. We expected that 18,000 units should have been produced after a normal loss of 10%. Right? 20,000 into 10%, 2,000 units. We expected that 20,000 minus 2,000, that is 18,000 units should be produced. But actual production is low than that. Lesser than that, that is 17,800. So of course we have lost more number of units. So then the answer is abnormal loss, not gain. Okay everyone? So there is a loss of 200 units. A, option A. Then question number 25. Let us see the question number 25. The selling price is given to you 200, variable cost 120, fixed cost 1,60,000. It says if the selling price is reduced by 10%, what happens to the break-even point? So you should know, although you should know this, but let us calculate and then answer it. Okay. Now, what happens to the break-even point when the selling price is reduced? So you should quickly know this, but if you don't know, let us calculate. So what should be the selling price? What should be the break-even point before? So it is to be calculated fixed cost upon contribution per unit. So it will be fixed cost is how much? 1,60,000 upon contribution per unit is sales minus variable cost. So sales minus variable cost is 200 minus 120. So can you say 1,60,000 divided by 80? So it would be what? It would be somewhere 2,000 units, right? And if the selling price is reduced by 10%, so that means 200 minus 10%, that will be how much? 180. Right? So अगर हम new के बारे में बात करें, the new break even point, so that would be 1,60,000 divided by 180 minus 120. I hope this is clear. Sales minus variable cost, the new sales value is 180 and the variable cost is 120. So how much it will be? 1,60,000 divided by 60. So when you calculate this, I think you will get how much? This will be 3 and 8,000 and this will be 26666. So 26666. So basically what happens? The break even point will increase. So this is increasing. The answer is E. Okay, so the break even point increases. So this you should know it. ठीक है, without calculation भी आपको वैसे पता होना चाहिए, but okay, if not, then quickly calculate it and then you should get the answer. Okay. Next, question 26. Selling price is 100, variable cost is 60. If the variable cost increases to rupees 70, then what will happen to the PV ratio? So you tell me what happens to the PV ratio if the variable cost increases. This you should know. But chalo, if you don't know, we'll calculate. So if, what is the previous values? That is selling price is how much? 100, variable cost is 60. So how do you calculate the PV ratio? How do you calculate the PV ratio? Contribution upon sales. Contribution is what? Sales minus variable cost upon sales. So sales minus variable cost upon sales. So that will be how much? 100 minus 60 divided by 100. So that will be 40 divided by 100. So it will be 40%. Right? The previous PV ratio. And the new one would be how much? 100 minus 70. Because the variable cost has increased from 60 to 70 divided by 100. So that will be 30 divided by 100. So that will be 30%. So what happens to PV ratio? It reduces. It decreases. So the answer is option B. Everybody, very good if you know it without the calculation. कि variable cost अगर increase हो जाता है आपका, so PV ratio of course will decrease. You should know this without calculation also. But if yes, you have to calculate, then also it's okay. Question number 27. A state transport undertaking measures operational efficiency using passenger kilometer as its main cost. Okay, cost unit. Why is passenger kilometer considered a composite cost unit? So we know that it is a composite cost unit, but why? Because it has basically two units that are clubbed together, that is passenger and kilometers, that how many passengers are traveling, how many kilometers, right? So basically it measures only the time consumed. No, here we are not measuring only the time. Then B, it combines the passengers carried with the distance traveled. Yes, so we have combining the two cost unit, that is passengers and distance traveled. So the answer is B. Now see, it excludes the fixed overhead. We are not talking about fixed or variable. So this is highly illogical. Then D, it represents machine utilization. अगेन हम इसमें कुछ भी हम बात नहीं कर रहे हैं ऐसा कि व्हीकल यूटिलाइजेशन की या मशीन यूटिलाइजेशन की, हम इसमें पैसेंजर एंड किलोमीटर की बात करें कि कितना ट्रैवल किया उसने, कितने पैसेंजर्स ने. दिस इज रॉन्ग. सो देन इट मेजर्स द लेबर एफिशिएंसी ओनली. दिस इज आल्सो रॉन्ग. सो हेंस आंसर इज ऑप्शन बी. वेरी वेरी इजी, राइट? Okay, question number 28. In a transport organization, road tax, insurance, garage rent remain constant irrespective of the kilometers travel. Is that correct? So the road tax also you have to pay a significant amount, and you can say a fixed amount that you have to pay. It is not like कि इससे ज़्यादा पे करना पड़ेगा, कम पे करना पड़ेगा. You have to pay a fixed amount. Then insurance also fixed amount, garage rent also fixed amount, irrespective of the fact that how much kilometers you are traveling. You have, है ना? So whereas fuel and maintenance, it varied directly with the distance, right? So from a costing classification perspective, which statement is correct? Is fuel a standing charge? Is fuel a standing charge? Standing means fixed. Is fuel a standing charge? No. Incorrect. It is a running charge, or you can say variable. Insurance is a running charge. Again, no, it's a fixed charge. Insurance is standing charge, yes, and fuel is running charge, because insurance is fixed and fuel is, it will change, it is variable, so it is a running charge. So hence option C is the correct one. Then option D, both are variable cost. No, incorrect. Both are opportunity cost. No, there is no sacrifice being made, so it is not an opportunity cost. So hence the option C is the correct one, right? Everybody answered it correctly. Excellent. So these sometimes confusing questions are there, है ना? Next, management introduces detailed log sheets for each vehicle capturing distance traveled, fuel usage, trip details. So there is a log sheet wherein everything is mentioned, that how much distance you have traveled, what is the fuel usage, and what is the trip details, that from where to where did you go. So which control objective is primarily achieved through this measure? Profit calculation, automatic profit calculation? No. After that, after determining the cost and everything, you will calculate the profit, but there are so many other things like the insurance, the road tax that you need to see, right? Or there are so many other indirect expenses also that you need to see. So only the log sheet will not help you to calculate the profit. So this is wrong. Determining the selling price instantly. No, selling price cannot be calculated, because profit नहीं तभी तो नहीं calculate करा जा सकता, because there are so many indirect expenses also, such as road tax, insurance, that are not mentioned in the log sheet. So this is also incorrect. Then elimination of the depreciation expense. We are not trying to eliminate the depreciation expense. We will include that when we'll calculate the cost. So this is wrong. Now monitoring the vehicle utilization and the operational efficiency. So basically this is for the monitoring, that how much the vehicle traveled and everything. So this is the correct answer, to see the vehicle utilization and operational efficiency. Then reducing the fixed cost. We don't reduce the fixed cost of the variable cost in this case. So this is wrong. Okay. So the answer is D. Very very easy, and everybody answered it correctly. So that's good. Next, question number 30. Now try to pay attention here. There is a multi-product company. That means this company is making many products. Notices that overall break-even sales change even though the fixed cost and the contribution per unit remains unchanged. Okay, so the break-even sales change, okay, but the fixed cost and the contribution remains unchanged. So the which factor most logically explains this phenomena? So when there is a multi-product company, always remember, we don't see the contribution per unit. We see the total contribution, or you can say the weighted contribution. Okay, right? So is there a change in labor efficiency? The labor efficiency is not changing in the multi-product company. Here there is no factor such as labor efficiency. So this is wrong. Hence, the answer B. See, the change in the sales mix affecting the weighted contribution. Because here we see that what is the total contribution by a particular product. So, in that case, we need to see that how much of a one product is being sold. So, what is the sales mix? For example, there are two products A and B. So, if A is contributing, for example, if A is contributing rupees 20 per unit and B is contributing rupees 30. Okay, so of course, per unit the break even won't change, but when we are talking about the total break even or the overall break even sales, it will depend that how many products of A and B are sold. If A is selling 100 products and for B it is selling just 10 products, so of course there will be a change in the total contribution made by both of them. So yes, there is a material mix. Yes, you can say, like someone said, think once more, I don't know your name. So yes, the answer is B, change in the sales mix, because how many are you selling, which will affect your weighted contribution or your total contribution. Then C, increase in machine hours automatically. This is highly illogical. Then both A and B cannot be correct because A is not the correct one. Then machine hours भी देखो, हम इसमें बात ही नहीं कर रहे हैं ना machine hours की या labor hours की या variable expenses और है ना, उसके बारे में तो हम बात ही नहीं कर रहे हैं. So increase in machine hours automatically, this will not, because अगर हम machine hours को change कर देते हैं, for example, चलो, if you change the machine hours or increase the machine hours, so of course the contribution per unit will change, right? So hence we are not trying to do that. So D and E, these are wrong. So option B is the correct one. Question number 31. A break-even chart shows a very wide angle of incidence, okay, between the sales line and the total cost line beyond BEP, that is break-even point. Okay, so after the break-even point, Hana, this is I'll make the chart here. So this is the break-even chart, Hana. This is the fixed cost line. This is the total cost line, and this is the total sales line, right? Now this is the angle of incidence. If it is very wide, so what can you tell? This is the break-even point, right? So what can you tell here? What can you tell here if the angle of incidence is too high? That is the total sales. अगर मैं इसको कहूँ कि ये ऐसे चला गया, ये और भी increase हो गया. So can I say the total sales is increasing rapidly and the profit जो है वो काफी increase कर रहा है rapidly. The profit increases rapidly, है ना? So yes, profit grows slowly after break-even point. No, it increases because the total sales increases gradually. So hence this is wrong, right? It doesn't grow slowly, it increases rapidly. Contribution per unit is low. No, contribution will become high because the sales will increase, right? The sales will increase ना, just like I showed you here. The total sales will increase. अगर मैं ऐसे चली जाऊँ, यहाँ से मेरी लाइन ऐसे चली जाए, right? So total sales is going to increase, so my contribution is going to increase. It will not be low, right? Then profit increases rapidly with additional sales. So yes, this answer is correct. It increases with the it increases rapidly with the additional sales. कि जितनी increase होंगी हमारी sales, उतनी जल्दी ज़्यादा हमारा profit बढ़ जाएगा, right? So the answer is C. I hope everybody got it correctly. Yes, everybody, sales are more. सबका आंसर बहुत अच्छा है and सब सही है. So it's very good. Gives a thumbs up to yourself. You should know these kind of questions also. ठीक है, बच्चा A और C में confuse हो सकता है, ठीक है, A and C में, but आपको पता होना चाहिए कि जब एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस बढ़ रहा है तो जो सेल्स है वो बहुत जल्दी जल्दी बढ़ रही है, एंड सो हमारा प्रॉफिट विल ऑल्सो बी इंक्रीजिंग रैपिडली. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 32. A firm receives a special export order at a price below the normal selling price. Okay, below the normal selling price. That means you might be giving some discount, but above the marginal cost, or you can say the variable cost, but above that. So the regular market demands unaffected. Okay, regular market demand is unaffected. Idle capacity still exists. Under the marginal costing principle, what is the most appropriate decision? What is the most appropriate decision? Your variable cost is being covered, है ना, because it is above the variable cost. So it is being covered. So will you reject the order because the price is below the normal price? No, you are giving discount. That's fine, but it is above the variable cost. So of course you will not reject it because the price is below normal. will you accept it as long as the contribution is positive? Right, because if it is below the selling price, but if it is more than the variable cost, and if the difference between them, the selling price and the variable cost, if whatever comes it is positive, है ना, if for example beyond the less selling price, that means maybe earlier the selling price was 100, now you are selling it at 90, and the variable cost is 70 rupees. So if you are still making a profit of 20 rupees here, if you are making a contribution of 20 rupees, so you can accept the order. Okay, you can accept the order as long as the contribution is positive. So yes, the person who said think once more, and Praneeth, yes, answer B, option B is the correct one, because if the contribution is positive, हम variable cost cover कर पा रहे हैं, so then we will be accepting it, even if हमारा fixed cost अभी cover नहीं हो रहा, या profit नहीं आ रहा, even if profit नहीं आ रहा, because this contribution of 20 rupees, it will cover some aspect of fixed cost and profit, either not profit, but it might cover a small aspect of fixed cost, so hence we will accept the order. Okay, because contribution will become high as the number of products will increase, so there are high chances that my fixed cost will cover, and of course I might reach the profit stage also. Am I clear? So the answer is B. Then C, reject, because the fixed cost will increase, fixed cost to increase ही नहीं होगा, so this is wrong. Except only if the margin of safety rises. What is margin of safety? It is basically the profit region, you can say. So only if you are gaining profit, only then you should be able to accept it. No, if you are able to cover the fixed cost, even then you should accept the order, because basically for maybe because, but चलो अगर आपको कोई starting की बात है, आपका कोई starting orders हैं, if you are starting a new firm for example, है ना, for example, in that case if you are able to cover your fixed cost, so then it is a good thing कि अगर आप अपना फटाफट fixed cost cover कर दो, तो बाद में तो profits gain करते ही रहोगे, right? So this is wrong. So answer is B, accept order as long as the contribution is positive. Always remember this is a marginal costing का assumption, ठीक है, कि positive अगर आपका variable cost cover हो रहा है from your sales, so then it is good enough. You can continue with the business. जब तक shutdown stage नहीं आती है. Okay, question number 33. A company sells a product at 80 rupees per unit. Variable cost is 50. Fixed cost is 1,20,000. The company is selling 5,000 units. What will be the profit at the current sales level? So what is the formula? Sales is equal to fixed cost plus profit upon, you can say, contribution per unit. Can you say this? This is the formula. So do I know the contribution per unit? No. So let me calculate sales minus variable cost. Sales minus variable cost will give me contribution, that is 80 minus 50, that is 30 will be my contribution, right? Now, so what is the fixed cost that is already given to you? 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Sales is also given to you. I'll just write here. Sales is 5,000. Profit is not given to you, upon the contribution, that is 30 rupees. We just calculated this here, है ना? So 5,000. So just calculate 5,000 into 30, that will be 1,50,000. 1,50,000 minus the profit, है ना? Sorry, minus the fixed cost. This 1,20,000 इधर चला जाएगा, minus 1,20,000. That will be how much? 1,50,000 minus 1,20,000. That will be 30,000. I hope this is clear. 5,000 into 30 ये इधर चला जाएगा, then 1,20,000 will come here, it will be subtracted. So 1,50,000 minus 1,20,000 will give you 30,000 rupees as your profit, right everyone? So the answer is option B. Everybody who got it correctly? Everybody? So okay, question number 34. There are two products, product A and B. the selling price is given to you and variable cost is given to you of both of them, product A and B. Sales mix is given to you, fixed cost is given to you. You have to find out the composite break-even units, that means overall break-even units. How will you calculate? Now, for product A, what is the contribution? What is the contribution for this? So that will be sales minus variable cost, that will be 100 minus 70, that is 30 rupees, right? This is the contribution for product A. And for product B, what will be the contribution? 80 minus 50, again 30 rupees is the contribution for product B also. But the sales mix is 2:1, right? It is 2:1. So can I say the sales mix, according to sales mix, what will be the total contribution? Total contribution, that will be for product A, we are selling 2 units of 30 contribution, 30 into 2 plus for B it is 30 into number of units 1. Can I say this? So 30 into 2, 60. 30 into 260 plus 30, that is 90. 90. So 90 is the total contribution. So how will you calculate the break-even units? So it will be break-even units is equal to fixed cost upon total contribution per unit. So that will be fixed cost is 1,80,000. 1,80,000 divided by 90. So when you calculate this, you will get 2,000 units. So the answer is C. Answer is C, 2,000 units. Everybody who got it correctly? Very good. Question number 35. The standard price is given to you, actual price is given to you, actual quantity is given to you. What is the material price variance? So do you know the formula? What is the formula for material price variance? So whenever there is price, so we calculate standard price minus the actual price into the actual quantity, Here the standard quantity is not given to you, so you might not get confused. But yes, अगर standard quantity भी दे रखा होता तो you should know when you're calculating the material price variance, you always multiply it by the actual quantity. Okay, so that is 5,400 into selling price, standard price is 20 minus actual price is 18. So of course, because this is standard price is more than the actual price, so this is favorable, right? It will come into favorable. So 5,400 into 2, that is 10,800 favorable, right? So the answer comes A. 10,800 favorable. So someone is saying B also? No, it is not adverse, it will be favorable. Question number 36. Standard variable overhead rate is 6 rupees per hour. Standard hours is 2,000. Actual hours is 2,000. You have to calculate the variable overhead efficiency variance. So you have to calculate the variable overhead efficiency variance. So how will you do that? Standard hours minus the actual hours into the rate, into the standard rate. Okay, standard rate. So the standard rate is 6 into standard hours is how much? 2,000 minus the actual hours is 2,200. That means for a given amount of work, we were said that you should take 2,000 hours. But how much? The actual hours were taken 2,200. So of course this is an adverse situation. So the answer will come in adverse. Hai? So that will be 6 into minus 200. So it will be how much? Minus 1,200. Minus 1,200, or you can say 1,200 adverse. Right, so the answer is option B. Right, option B. Yes, everybody answered it correctly also. Next, question number 37. A purchase manager secures raw material at a lower price than standard. Okay, so very good. It secures raw material at a lower price than standard, but the inferior quality results in higher material consumption during production. But because it purchased at a lower price, but there was inferior quality of the product, so that is why the material was consumed a little higher. So which combination of variances is most likely to occur? A. Adverse price variance? No, price variance will be good, favorable. Why? Because we have purchased lesser than the standard, so that would be favorable. तो ये पहला ही गलत हो गया वैसे तो. So adverse price variance and favorable usage variance. This is wrong, right? Then Favorable price variance, yes, because it is lower than the standard, and adverse usage variance because we'll be using higher material usage than the standard. So this is correct combination of variances. Then both variances will be favorable, this is wrong. Both variances would be adverse, this is also wrong. And no variance, so variance will occur in both the cases. In one case it will be favorable, in one case it will be adverse. So everybody answered it correctly. The answer is option number B. Next, question 38. Now read this very, very carefully. Actual output is lower than the budgeted output. Okay, the actual output is lesser or lower than the budgeted output, even though the fixed overhead expenses incurred equals the budgeted overhead. That means whatever expenses that are incurred on the fixed overhead, that are equal to the budgeted overhead, but even then the output is lesser. हमने expenses तो उतने ही करे, but the output is coming lesser. So which variance arises due to underutilization of capacity? So fixed overhead expenditure variance, will there be expenditure variance? No, because the expenses are equal to the budgeted, so there will be no expenditure variance. Then fixed overhead volume variance, yes, because there is a change in the actual output and the budgeted output. So the output is changing, the volume is changing, right? So this is the correct answer, it is B. Fixed overhead volume variance. Expenditure में तो कोई change ही नहीं हो रहा, it is equal. There is a change in the output, there is a change in the volume. So hence the fixed overhead volume variance will change. Then variable overhead rate variance. Here we are not talking about the variable aspect, we are talking about the fixed one. So hence there will be no change in the rate variance of the variable one. So this is wrong. Everybody is answering C. Variable overhead क्यों होगा? एंड रेट में तो कोई चेंज ही नहीं दिख रहा हमें क्या दिख रहा है? एक्चुअल आउटपुट इज लोअर देन द बजटेड आउटपुट. देयर इज अ चेंज इन द आउटपुट, नॉट द रेट. रेट में कोई चेंज नहीं है, नॉट इवन इन द एक्सपेंसेस. सो देयर विल बी नो चेंज इन द रेट और एक्सपेंडिचर. द आंसर वुड बी बी बिकॉज देयर इज अ चेंज इन द आउटपुट. ओके, सो द आंसर इज बी, फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड वॉल्यूम वेरिएंस. सो ये भी नहीं होगा एंड ये भी नहीं होगा, राइट? Question number 39. Now read this very, very carefully again. Budgeted sales of a company's single product in a period are 20,000 units. Okay, this is the sales given to you, producing a total contribution of 1,80,000. Okay, 1,80,000 and total units produced is 20,000 at a selling price of 24 rupees per unit. Fixed cost is also given to you 6 per unit based on the budgeted sales. You have to calculate the budgeted variable cost per unit. Okay, variable cost per unit. So can I say I can calculate the contribution per unit? Can I calculate the contribution per unit? Because we have been given the total contribution. Total contribution is given to us, and also the sales is given to you, right? Number of units is given to you. So can I calculate the contribution per unit? Right? So that will be 1,80,000. 1,80,000 divided by 20,000 units. 20,000 units. So this is 4 zeros and this is 9. So the contribution per unit comes out to be 9 rupees. Now, can I say contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost? Right? Contribution is 9. Selling price is given to 24. Variable cost is not given to you. So can you calculate this? So this will be 24 minus 9 is equal to variable cost. So this will be how much? 15. This will be 15 rupees. So hence the answer is option C. We have to calculate the variable cost per unit. Guys, buckle up. You have to calculate the variable cost per unit. You're not reading the question. Okay, next. Question number 40. The following data is available relating to cost and activity. Total cost is given to you, activity is given to you. Using the high-low method, what is the variable cost per unit? Can you calculate this using the high-low method? So what is the high-low method? It says change in total cost upon change in activity. Change in activity will give you what? will give you your variable cost per unit. Do you know this? Change in total cost upon change in activity is equal to variable cost per unit. So what is the highest total cost? What is the highest total cost? 29764. 29764 minus the lowest total at the lowest activity. See, at the highest activity and at the lowest activity. So what will be the total cost? 28420 divided by the change in the activity, that is the highest activity is 12,880 minus the lowest activity 11,600 okay, 11,600. So when you calculate this, just try to calculate what will be the answer here. This will be when you calculate, so yes, it comes out to be 1.05, so but it will be 1344. So this will be 1344 upon 1280. When you calculate this, when you just subtract this, you will get 1344 divided by 1280. So this will be 1.05 rupees. So this is the variable cost per unit. Now, देखो, अब calculation is easy. Okay, you will be able to calculate. But if you don't remember the formula, then it will be very difficult for you. So you have to calculate the formula. Always remember this. Okay, so your answer is option C. But if you don't know the formula, then you will not be able to calculate. So you should know this type of question I can expect, because you know in phase 2 a lot of technical questions can be asked. So yes, using high-low method, you know, the variable cost has to be calculated. So this type of question I can expect. Next, question number 41. If your sales is 90,000 and variable cost to sales is 75%, what is the contribution? So there are two methods to do it. Okay, I'll tell you the easy one first, that is that you can just see here. Sales is 90,000 and variable cost to sales is 75%. So can you calculate the variable cost first? So that will be 90,000 into 75%, because this is variable cost to sales. So can you calculate 75% of sales? 90,000 into 75%, this will be 67500, right? So sales minus variable cost will give you contribution, this contribution. So that will be how much? 90,000 minus 67500, that is how much? 22,500. 22,500. Option B is the correct answer. There is one more method that you can see here. If your variable cost is 75%, if your variable cost is 75%, then what will be the contribution? See, let's suppose, this is a little complex to understand, but you should know this method. Let's suppose your sales is 100%. Okay, so your variable cost is how much? 75%. So what will be your contribution? Sales minus variable cost, that is 25%. So can you just calculate contribution? अगर हमने calculate करना है, can I say 90,000 into 25%? That will be 22500. You can do this way also. These are two alternative methods to solve one question. Okay. Next, question number 42. Have I skipped one? Sorry. No, okay. Question number 42. A manufacturing company reorganizes its production floor into product focused cells. Its production floor, okay, into small product focused cells where machines are arranged according to product families. According to the product family, that means, for example, I'm making 2 or 3 products. For example, I'm making bottles, I am making tiffin boxes, and I'm making some trays, and so I'll be arranging my machine according to the product family. Okay, that means for bottles all the machines will be arranged, then for tiffins all the machines and equipments will be arranged, so that to reduce the waiting time and the material movement. Which lean concept is being implemented? You should know this. Which lean concept? सबसे पहले तो आप इसमें से eliminate करके बहुत ही जल्दी आंसर दे सकते हो, क्योंकि lean concept इनमें से एक ही है. वो कौन सा है? That is cellular manufacturing. So do the smart work first. That is, it is cellular manufacturing, and you can also understand this, by the way, because we are focusing on the product focus cell. So here what do? We make a U-shaped floor, and then we arranged small machines in the small cells, so that you can reduce your waiting time. You can just quickly move from one machine to another. So this is cellular manufacturing, and this is one of the lean concepts. So the answer is cellular manufacturing. That's correct. Everybody has answered it correctly also. Now let us move to the other options, batch production. In batch production also you can say that okay, similar machines are equipped together, but basically this is not such a concept, है ना, हम उसमें कर सकते हैं, but that is not a concept in the batch production. Then economic order quantity, that is for how much to order, this is highly illogical. Standard costing, again that is for determining the price or determining the cost beforehand, this is also wrong. And contract costing, this is for long term projects that are incurred, so this is basically a method, this is not a lean concept, this is a method of costing, so this is also incorrect, right? So very you can do the smart work. Next, question 43. Management encourages employees to suggest small daily improvements rather than major redesign of the processes. So over time, these incremental changes significantly improve the productivity and reduce the waste. Which philosophy best represents this approach? So you should remember that when we are talking about daily improvements, small improvements, we are talking about Kaizen. We are talking about Kaizen because Kaizen says that you can do small changes and then you can have a significantly improved product. We take the example of Apple here, iPhone Apple. That means what happens to iPhone every year? They do very small changes every year, and then if you see from the past 5 years, they have improved significantly. So they have done small changes. They have not done a major redesign. When they do a major redesign, that means changing the whole body, changing the whole model, everything, then it is told as business process re-engineering. Okay, so you should know all the words written here. Okay, business process re-engineering क्या होता है? That is major redesign. You should know this. Kaizen is continuously improving the product, right? And then Six Sigma. Six Sigma is to reduce the defects. है ना, the keyword remember कर लोगे ना तो बहुत जल्दी आंसर कर पाओगे. So it is to reduce the number of defects, है ना. Then budgetary control is to कि set a budget, right? Set a budget and then try to meet that budget. Okay, there should not be variance, right? So that is budgetary control. So this is also wrong. So hence the answer is Kaizen. Very good everyone, everybody answered it correctly also. But more than that, more than just answering, you should know the other terms also. ठीक है, ये याद रखना आपने. अगर आपको नहीं पता ना तो कहीं भी उसको mark करो, लिखो that okay, you don't know this business process re-engineering, you have to read about it. So make small notes. Okay, next question number 44. A firm adopts a data-driven methodology using statistical tools to minimize the process variation, okay, and achieve near zero defect levels in the manufacturing. So see here, you need a small keyword just to answer the question. Which approach is most likely or most closely related with this initiative? Everybody answer it very quickly. That when we are talking about near zero defect, हमें चाहिए कि बिल्कुल zero हो जाए defect. So when what do we talk about? I just told you in the previous question also. Is it just in time? Just in time is you have to purchase as and when you have the demand. So here we are not talking about that. Then zero based budgeting, we are not talking about any budget here. See, है ना, तो budgeting की हम बात ही नहीं कर रहे हैं. But yes, what is zero based budgeting? You should know that when you make the budgets from the scratch, that is from the zero, है ना, that every time you make a budget, you don't repeat the budget from the previous one. You just make a whole new budget from the scratch. So this is also wrong. Then lean accounting, we are not talking about any accounting, or maybe although we are talking about the lean philosophy, but we are not talking about its accounting, right? So this is wrong. Then standard costing, not setting any predetermined cost, so this is wrong. So Six Sigma, we know that when we are talking about Six Sigma, we are talking about zero defects, right? Very good. 3.4 per 10 lakhs or million. Very good. So you should know this quickly. Okay? Good. Next, question number 45, again a formula based question. Selling price is given to you, variable cost is given to you, fixed cost, actual sales is given to you, margin of safety percentage is closest to. So let us see what is, how do you calculate the margin of safety? For this margin of safety, you need the break-even sales. Hai na? First of all, you need to have the break-even sales. So what is the break-even sales? Can you calculate? You have the selling price and variable cost. So can you calculate the PV ratio first? Now you will say, why aren't we doing it with the contribution per unit? But because we need it in rupees, so we have to calculate the PV ratio. So that is how, what contribution upon sales? Contribution is what? Sales minus variable cost upon sales. Can I say this? that is contribution is sales minus variable cost. So to calculate the PV ratio, we'll say sales minus variable cost upon sales. So that is 150 minus 90 divided by 150. So this is what, 60 divided by 150. So when you calculate this, this will be how much? This into 100, and this is if I calculate with 3, so this is 2 and 5, and this is 20, so this is 40%, right? 40% is the PV ratio. So how do you calculate the break even point sales in rupees? So that will be 3 lakh, that is the fixed cost upon PV ratio. Is the method correct? So 3 lakh divided by 40%. So just tell me what will be the answer. 3 lakh divided by 40%. Can I just see how much is it? 7,50,000, right? 7,50,000. That would be your PV ratio. Sorry, break even point. Sorry, break even point sales. This is the break even point sales. Your actual sales is how much? Actual sales is 9 lakh. So when you calculate the margin of safety, how do you calculate the margin of safety? Actual minus the break even sales. Actual sales minus the break even sales. So this will be how much? 9 lakh minus, can I say 7.5 lakh? So this will be 1.5 lakh. Right, this is the margin of safety, but you need to calculate the percentage. So can you say how will you calculate the margin of safety percentage? This will be 1.5 lakh, that is the margin of safety, divided by the sales, that is 9 lakh into 100. So when you just calculate this, 9 lakh minus 7,50,000, that is 1.5 lakh, divided by 9 lakh, that would be how much? 16.66%. okay, that would be 16.66%. okay, here this would be 16.66%. so the answer would be, it is closest to option D, 16%. yes, everybody. Okay, someone said C also. You're wrong, but you have to calculate. See, in phase 2, I can expect these type of questions. Okay, that means in that case, you have to calculate so many things. First of all, you have to calculate the PV ratio, right? This PV ratio you have to calculate. Then you will have to calculate the break-even sales. That is this fixed cost upon PV ratio. That is 3 lakh upon 40%. That is 7,50,000. Then you have to calculate the margin of safety. This is the step number 3. That is actual sales minus break even sales, right? And then you have to calculate the percentage, that is margin of safety upon the actual sales. Margin of safety upon the actual sales in 200. So that would be 1.5 lakh divided by the actual sales 9 lakh into 100, that is 16.66. So it is closest to 16%. Answer is option D. Okay, so this is the first step, second step, third step and fourth step. Okay. Moving ahead. Question number 46. A contractor incurs the following costs on a contract during the year. So there is material used, wages paid, direct expenses, plant depreciation. These are the expenses that they have done, and then work certified is also given to you. What is the notional profit? Can you calculate the notional profit? Is that easy? Yes. So what is notional profit? Basically work certified. Can I say notional profit is equal to work certified minus cost till date that you have done. So work certified is what? 10 lakh minus the cost till date, that is 4 lakh plus 3 lakh plus 1 lakh, that is direct expenses, है ना, materials used, wages paid, direct expenses, plus the depreciation, plus 50,000 depreciation. So when you calculate this, 10 lakh minus 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 1, 8, 8.5 lakh, right? 8.5 lakh. So this would be, notional profit would be how much? 1.5 lakh, right? 1.5 lakh would be the notional profit. So the answer is option A, 1,50,000. Yes, everybody answered it correctly. Someone said 2 lakh also. Why? Depreciation को include नहीं किया. Depreciation will also be included. Okay, plant depreciation, it is included. So answer is A, 1,50,000. Now, question number 47. A hotel has 200 rooms, okay, 200 rooms with an average occupancy of 75%. Average room rate per day is 3000. What are the room days sold in a 30-day month? Now, you have to calculate the room days. So, will you take into account the room rate also? Will you take into account? No. रूम रेट नहीं लेना, ठीक है, ये बस थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजिंग पार्ट दे रखा है यहाँ पे. सो हाउ विल यू कैलकुलेट? इट हैज 200 रूम्स, ऑक्यूपेंसी इज हाउ मच? 75%. सो यू कैन कैलकुलेट 200 into 75%, that would be how much? 150, right? It would be 150. And what are the room days sold in 30-day month? So for 30 days, how much it will be? For 30 days, 150 into 30, that is 4500. 4500 is the room days sold in 30-day month. Okay, so here will not take the room rate because rate नहीं पूछा, सिर्फ room days पूछा हुआ है. So 4500 will be the correct answer. ओके, कंफ्यूजिंग है थोड़ा सा. कई बार बच्चे क्या करते हैं, इसको भी मल्टीप्लाई करना शुरू कर देते हैं 3000 को भी, एंड देन देख से कि क्या हो गया, क्यों नहीं आ रहा आंसर. ओके, सो डोंट पैनिक, एंड इसको पता होना चाहिए कि रेट हम नहीं ले रहे हैं इस केस में. Question number 48. If the PV ratio is 25% of sales, then what accounts for remaining 75% of sales? Now it says the PV ratio is 25% of sales. So can I say PV ratio, okay, is means equal to 25% of sales. Let the sales be 100. Let the sales be 100. So it is 100. So can I say this numerator is denoted by what? It is denoted by contribution. So can I say this contribution is 25%? Can I say this? So what accounts for the 75% of sales? So here can I say contribution कैसे आता है? Sales minus variable cost. Sales is 100 minus how 25 will come? 25 कैसे आएगा? When the variable cost is 75. Right, when the variable cost is 75. So what is the 75% of sales? That is variable cost. That will be variable cost. Okay, this was one of the questions that came in your phase 2 in your previous year questions also, previous year question paper also. So just try to understand this. Okay, PV ratio is 25% of sales, then 75% of sales will be variable cost. There can be vice versa also in your exams. ऐसे repeated questions भी आ सकते हैं. Okay, next. Question number 49. Again, a numerical and a formula based question. Annual demand is given to you 1,20,000 units. Ordering cost per order is given to you 300. Carrying cost per unit per annum is given to you 8 rupees. What will be the EOQ? That is economic order quantity. What is economic order quantity? If you know the formula, that will be 2 into annual demand into the ordering cost. Ordering cost, ठीक है, ऐसे लिख देती हूँ, divided by the carrying cost, and its under root. So when you calculate this, 2 into 1,20,000 into the ordering cost, that is 300, divided by the carrying cost, that is 8. So when you just try to answer this will be how much? 4, and here when we reduce this particularly, so this will be 3, 2, 3, 4. 30,000 into 300, so that will be how much? Can I say 90 lakh? है ना, 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 90 lakh and square root of it. So when you square root of 90 lakh would be how much? 3,000. It would be 3,000. So this answer would be option C. EOQ would be how much? 3,000 units. Am I clear? Very easy. Everybody answered it correctly also. C. Next, question number 50, the last question of the day. Standard time is 12 hours, actual time is 9 hours, hourly rate is also given to you 50 rupees. Bonus is to be given according to Halsey plan. So what will be the total earnings? So for this you need to understand the formula and remember the formula. So if you remember the formula, it will be very easy. First of all, what is the normal rate that it will be given? Actual time into hourly rate into the rate. So this is the normal wages that it will be given. 9 into 50 rupees, that is 450. ये तो normally given होगा. But of course they have saved some time, so bonus will be given. Bonus according to the Halsey plan. So it will be 50% off. 50% of time saved, right, into the rate. into the rate. So 50% of the time saved is how much? 50% of, what is the time saved? Standard time minus actual time. What is the time saved? 12 minus 9. 12 minus 9 into the rate, that is 50 rupees. So 50% of 3 rupees into 50. So it will be how much? 1.5. 1.5 into 50. So please just calculate, help me calculate this. So this will be 75. Yes, it will be 75 rupees. So this will be how much? This is the normal and this is the bonus. So it will be 450 plus 75. So this will be 525. So this is option B, 525. Someone said D also. क्यों भाई? फॉर्मूला याद करना है एंड उसको सही से डालना भी है. So if you don't understand the formula, if you don't remember the formula, it will be very difficult. So what it is, first of all, you have to calculate the normal. Normal is same in all the plans, है ना, रोवन हाल से सब कुछ same है. Actual time into the rate. What is the actual time? 9 hours into 50 rupees. 50 rupees is the hourly rate. That is 450 rupees तो मिलेंगे ही मिलेंगे. But bonus is to be given according to हाल से plan. So we'll have calculated the bonus separately. Bonus is equal to 50% of the time saved into rate. 50% of how many? 3 hours, है ना? Because 3 hours is saved, standard minus actual, 3 hours is saved. So 50% of 3, that is 1.5, and into the rate, that is 50 rupees. So 1.5 into 50, that is 75. 75 rupees would be given as bonus. So we'll just add it in the normal. Okay. Just हाल से means हाल से plan. हाल से वेयर प्लान तो आपका उसमें मेंशन होगा, हाल से वेयर प्लान, दैट इज 33.33% जब देना होता है. ओके, इट इज मेंशनड, इट इज नॉट कि हाल से प्लान गिवन होगा तो नॉर्मल आप ये 50% वाला ही लेके चलोगे. ओके एवरीबडी, एनी डाउट इन दिस 50 क्वेश्चंस दैट वी हैव डन सो फार? Okay, whosoever is seeing the recorded version, I would like कि आप अपने marks यहाँ पे नीचे लिखो. If there is any doubt, you can still ask in the comment section, right? And even if you guys have any doubt who are watching me live, so of course you can do it in the comment section also. Right now also you can ask. So best of luck everyone for your exam. I hope you all are prepared, and I could see that most of you were answering very very well. Of course I kept the questions little hard because I kept it the lines, there were so many lines because it was more of conceptual, because I wanted कि आप phase 2 की तरह उसको तैयारी करो, है ना? So I hope it was easy, moderate and difficult at the same time. So best of luck everyone, and of course for getting the PDF of this channel, PDF of this version, you have to join our Telegram channel. And of course if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, then do it. The PDF would be available I think within 24 hours, so you can just join the Telegram channel for getting the PDF of this version. Okay, so thank you everyone, keep learning, best of luck for your exam. I hope you all do well, and I see future aspirants in all of you. So future SEBI officers. So thank you so much.